This week, LEGO shows off its Pokemon sets for the first time, Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox team up to make gaming safer, and we discuss the remakes we want and the remakes we need. We've got all that and more because this is Podcasting with Power. Welcome to Podcasting with Power, your weekly source for Nintendo and video game news, reviews, and deep dive discussions. I'm Zachary Davis, and that's Jordan Carlson. And hey, if you enjoy what we do, help us grow by tapping the subscribe button, leaving a comment, and following us on social media at Pod with Power. All the links you need will be in the description of this episode. Mr. Carlson, how are you doing this week?
Oh, so good. How are you?
I'm good. We've had a snowy day today here in Michigan. I don't know how much time you've spent out in it.
Nope.
Good. That's the way to do it. I feel like I shoveled snow last night. I shoveled snow this morning. I've got more to do now.
Oh, man.
Never stops.
You know, let me tell you, I skipped the shoveling. We're waiting it out.
That's a good call. That's a good call. I know we have more on the way. So,
we have more snow on the way?
Yeah, I think tomorrow. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like through the night and in the morning. Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I'm staying home tomorrow.
Yeah. Enjoy that. Well, while you're doing that, what do you think you'll be playing? What have you been playing in the past week?
Octopath still.
Okay. How's that going?
I love it.
Good.
I love it, dude. It's so good. So yeah, that honestly has been probably the most that I've been playing is Octopath. So
okay.
Really, really enjoying that. And then, you know, some recreational Arc Raiders on the side, of course.
Sure. Okay, that's still going strong. That's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
What about you?
I did finally get past that part in Silksong.
Oh my god.
Only now to get stuck at another part right towards the end of Act 2 here. Although I think that's going to be much easier. I only fiddled around with it for about half an hour and I was like getting it. I'm almost there. But this week I made good on something that I've been talking about now for a couple of weeks, maybe even months. I started the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem.
Okay.
I went into the NSO app and I fired that up and I'm probably about halfway through that. And I'm loving it. It's a great experience.
All right.
Looks great. I've been doing kind of a mix of handheld and docked, but mostly handheld, the way God intended it to be on the Game Boy. And yeah, I like it. I get why this game, came over to the United States for the first time and kind of got a foothold. I get it.
Oh man, we are one small step in the right direction here of having some Fire Emblem representation.
We're getting there. Spoiler alert for a couple of months from now. There was a great deal at Target on Switch games. You spent $100 on Nintendo games, you got $30 off. I did take advantage of that, and one of the things I bought was Fire Emblem Three Houses for the Switch. So I'll be getting to that at some point, probably, hopefully. Otherwise, I just wasted some money. But I have also opened up Animal Crossing for the first time, and I believe one of the villagers told me 4 years and 10 months. I think is what he told me.
Jeez.
Which feels like I must have stopped pretty early on since it came out in 2020.
Like a year. You were a year in.
Yeah.
You took it for a year.
Yeah. So I'm having fun with it. I kind of realize why I stopped. And that's because, as you may recall, the whole point of like the story and kind of getting you going is to get your island high enough quality that KK Slider comes in and plays a concert. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm at. I need to do that. And so I need to get more villagers to move in and that sort of thing. So I'm working on that. But enjoying the 3.0 update that does make it look a lot sharper in handheld mode specifically. Okay. That is something that people are realizing, that you don't have to buy the Switch 2 edition to get 1080p on the handheld on Switch 2. That's just part of 3.0. But to get 4K on docked, you do need the Switch 2 thing. But that is what it is. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about that as I dive a little deeper into it. Are you still kind of on the fence about going back, or okay?
I'll go back. To be completely honest with you, I totally forgot.
Sure, that's all right. I wanted to let you know because I just saw this today. Are you aware that there is a Reanimal demo on the eShop right now?
I was not aware.
Okay. Is this the kind of game that you would want to play that demo, or do you want to wait and just go in completely blind?
Honestly, it's the kind of game that I'd want to go in and not have played anything.
Okay.
But I'm so excited that I don't know if I can not go see the demo.
Sure. I haven't really seen anybody talking about it yet. I don't know how deep it goes or how long it is, but it is out there. And yeah, I wanted to make sure you knew about that. And I want to make sure that the people out there know that those Nintendo Switch Online vouchers are going away at the end of the month. There's probably one more podcast after this one in between that deadline of the end of January. But you don't have to use them until a year from when you purchase them. So if you want to buy the vouchers now, you can use them on basically any first party Switch game, including those that do have Switch 2 editions. You would just, buy that upgrade pack on its own. And it's a great way to get Switch games at a little bit of a discount. So I just wanted to let people know that's going on.
I have like 260 something silver coins.
Okay.
That I need to use. And I was looking at the shop yesterday to kind of see what I could use those coins on. And they have some pretty cool stuff on there right now.
They do. Anything catching your eye? Because I glance at it every once in a while.
So there's like a couple of like little stands with like the designs for the games. Like there's a Mario Bros 3, and then they have the little gold statues on there right now too.
Yeah.
That are really cool. But I actually might go with just a little keychain. I like the Switch 2 keychain for like 500 coins.
Yeah, I've ordered stuff from these over the years. Oh, that's right. They have that Metroid Prime holographic poster set right now. But yeah, I mean, the stuff you get, have you ever ordered any of these?
It's been, I got a 3DS case like some time ago.
Okay. They're usually pretty high quality.
Yeah. They sent me 2 of those cases when they sent me it too.
That's nice. That's
like,
not
damn.
bad at all. Let me see. I feel like I've got something sitting up here from there.
Ooh, I do. I have 670 silver coins.
There you go. So I got this Metroid Prime remastered pin set from there a while back that I really enjoy. Yeah, I recommend the stuff from there. And I mean, there's not really much else to use coins on at this point. You can get the Switch icons and that kind of thing, but yeah, there's a good way to
a cool tote, a little Super Mario Stadium tote bag. It's not going to work.
I like that one. Have you seen the Echoes of Wisdom one with the Zelda walking poster?
Yeah.
That one always makes me laugh. I like these little Animal Crossing coasters with Brewster on them.
The derpy Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That one's pretty cool. It's 1,200 silver coins, though. I don't have that kind of coin.
Yeah, that's a lot of coin.
It's a lot of coin. But no, and then I wanted to share this with you, too. So a buddy of mine that I had met through work, he actually just got back from Japan.
Okay.
And he visited the Nintendo store out there in Tokyo.
Very nice.
And he's bringing me some goodies back. I'm very excited to share some of these little trinkets.
Okay. Do you know what they are, or is it a surprise situation?
I know. I think one of them is the Tokyo water bottle, which I love.
Okay.
Because I have the New York one. And then a Tears of the Kingdom long sleeve Zelda shirt. I know is one. Right. And there's 2 other mystery items that I'm not sure what they are.
Very cool. Okay. Well, we'll look forward to those. Yeah.
Yes.
That'll be cool. Well, I've got 4 Nintendo news stories for you this week. You want to hear some of these?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Story number 1. The first ever Pokemon Lego sets have been revealed and they look amazing. This is by Wesley LeBlanc at Game Informer. The LEGO Group and the Pokemon Company International have finally unveiled the first ever LEGO Pokemon sets ahead of their launch on February 27th. The sets range in price and size from the smaller standalone Eevee set to the more expensive Pikachu with a Pokeball set to the giant trio stand set that includes Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur with a big price tag to match. These sets launched this year and as part of the Pokemon Company International's wider celebration of the franchise's 30th anniversary. Anyone who purchases the LEGO Pokemon Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise set between February 27th and March 3rd will receive a LEGO Pokemon Kanto region badge collection as a gift. You do have to buy that through the official LEGO website or LEGO store. But going through these sets, first we've got Eevee. Celebrate Eevee's irresistible charm with LEGO Pokemon Eevee, a 587-piece set that brings the cherished Pokemon to life in dynamic detail. Eevee's expressive face, movable tail, head, and limbs allow builders to pose the fan favorite, either at rest or ready to jump into action. The price for this one is $59.99. I mentioned it's 587 pieces. You'll be able to pre-order that on February 27th, or it will be available February 27th. Pre-orders are available now. Then we've got Pikachu. This set lets fans recreate one of the most iconic scenes from the franchise, Pikachu jumping out of the Pokeball ready for battle. This 2,050-piece set features a black lightning rod-shaped base with lightning energy emitting from the Pokeball as Pikachu exits, ready for action. This one is going to be $199.99. Again, 2,050 pieces. Again, you can pre-order it now, and it will be available on February 27th. And now the big boy, all right? The truly epic LEGO Pokemon Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise set brings 3 of the most celebrated Pokemon to fans in one of LEGO Group's largest ever display sets. Made up of 6,838 pieces, the set features the 3 Kanto first partner Pokemon evolutions for the first time in LEGO form. What was that?
Nothing.
Each of the three figures faithfully capture the original designs with remarkable authenticity and with their own unique articulation. They can be displayed individually or together, which hides Easter eggs for fans to discover as they build. That's an interesting detail. I wonder what those Easter eggs are. Yeah. This set costs $649.99.
My God.
Almost 7,000 pieces, 20 inches tall, 21 inches wide, and 14 inches long. And again, you can get that on February 27th. Jordan, are you going to be opening your wallet wide for these Pokemon Lego sets?
Man, oh man. I mean, I hope I don't like perish naturally by the time I finish building that Venusaur Charizard.
Yeah, I mean that's insane.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't think I've ever, like, how many pieces is a normal Lego set?
That's what I'm trying to remember. I don't remember how much like this Mario is or the Game Boys that we built. Like I don't remember. But it can't be anywhere near this, right?
Let's see. There's no single normal average for Lego sets, but they range a few dozen pieces, blah, blah, blah. A few dozen pieces for small builds to over 10,000 for a massive collector item.
Okay.
Many popular sets fall between 200. Okay, so like 200 to 1,000 is most popular sets. What they typically range in it. That's what Google's telling me. So
okay,
6,000.
I'm looking at that Game Boy set that we got late last year, and that was 421 pieces. Is all.
Okay.
So yeah, we're getting up there. I mean, even what did I say the Eevee was? 587. So that's already more.
Dude, looking at that Eevee thing too, like the Eevee set, I'm looking at it like this looks like a. You know, like I know it says 18 plus years of age, but I'm looking at it like I could build that first grade, you know?
Yeah. It's something about how like bulbous it is. It kind of does make it look more like a Duplo than a Lego set.
Yeah, more Mega Blocksy, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
And then I'm looking at this Charizard set, like my gosh, or well, not just Charizard, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's incredible.
It is incredible. That'd be cool. I'd like to do it. Would you like? First of all, would you do it? And also, how long do you think it would take you to do it? It's certainly not a one-night piece set, right? Like,
definitely not. I mean, I feel like this Mario and Yoshi one I have was 1,000 something. And I mean, that took me a good couple of hours.
How much is the Bowser one? Bowser Lego set. That one, that just mammoth one.
Yeah, I don't know.
$280 something dollars. Okay, so that's the Mighty Bowser. Here it is. Oh man, okay. 2,807 pieces for Bowser, for Big Bowser.
Okay, so again, we're looking at, you know, approaching 3 times more. for these
That
guys.
is crazy town, man. Like, because that's a big set. That's a big piece.
Yeah, I mean, if we had, and maybe future, if we had a physical set where we did this podcast on,
Yeah.
I feel like we'd have to get one of these, and it'd have to.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I mean, what a joy they are to put together too. Like, I really do enjoy building the Lego sets. It's insanely therapeutic, like we've said before. But at this rate, though, I'm feeling like,
Yeah, right.
like what? Where am I going to put all these? I haven't even built my Game Boy. It's just in the box over there.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Like I got to do it. But then I got to display them. I don't have my Piranha playing out. It's built in its box in my closet, which is shameful.
We kind of glossed over it, but you do, if you purchase this mammoth set here, you get the Gen 1 badges in a little case. You get that set. And that appears to be the only way to get it. And it's when I saw it in a tone, I was like, oh, like that's kind of like, who's gonna buy that? But as a free gift, it's kind of neat, right? For audio listeners, it is a Lego case, and then it has your 8 badges from Pokemon Red and Blue, the Boulder badge all the way up to the Earth badge. And it's neat. It's not something I would buy, right?
No, and you'd built 312 pieces.
Right, that one's a quick one, I think.
That's cool.
But they did a good job with these. I wonder what they'll do next. I mean, they're very much focused on Gen 1 here with these sets. So, they could do a future Pokemon later, or maybe more of these. Who knows?
I certainly wish that for Zelda they would get their face out of Ocarina of Time's ass.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Maybe go a different direction. It'd be pretty cool.
So, story number 2. This comes directly from Nintendo. Rediscover your playful past with the Nintendo Switch 2025 Year in Review. Take a scroll down memory lane with your personalized Nintendo Switch 2025 Year in Review. Explore the games you've played on the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 systems this past year, along with a closer look at how you played. Once you've checked out all your stats, you can choose your favorite game of the year. And don't forget to share your gaming story with others and see what they've been playing via the official hashtag Nintendo Switch 2025 hashtag on social media. Plus, why stop at 2025? Explore your entire history with Nintendo Switch, going all the way back to the day you began playing. We hope you enjoy the look back as you look forward to even more fun in the future. Check out the Nintendo Switch 2025 Year in Review website to get started. Thanks for playing. Now, this launched a couple days ago for us. Have you had a chance to go through this?
So here's the thing. Like I told you, I was browsing my coins, you know?
Yeah.
And I opened the app up and it was taking me to my 2025 Year in Review.
Okay.
And something happened. Like I got an alert that I was more curious about. So I ADD'd over to that.
Sure.
It came back and my review is gone.
Okay. So there's nothing there for you.
Yeah. So now I went back on there to see if maybe I could click something and like pull it back up to take a look. And I don't have anything noticeable. I think I might have to go to this website.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, you've had some weird stuff with the timekeeping of your Switch and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, hopefully that info is there for you. But I did check this out. And turns out on my Switch and Switch 2 this year, I played 42 games for a total of 485 hours. I'm telling you, I played the Switch 2 in handheld mode so much more than I ever did with the Switch 1.
It told you that?
No, but I just know I have. Like I bring it upstairs and sit on the couch and play with it almost every night. Like I never did that with the Switch 1.
Yeah, no, I do that too, man. And it's weird. I don't even know why. I think it's just the way the Switch 2 feels.
Yeah, I mean, it's to the point where I'm buying games on there that are on Game Pass. I could have played Hollow Knight Silksong on Game Pass as something I have on my Xbox. And again, we have, an Xbox upstairs and downstairs. But I didn't. I bought it on Switch. And there's other games like that I plan on doing that. So, yeah, I'm definitely choosing to play on Switch more now that I have the Switch 2. And I think it's showing with these hours. The thing I spent the most time this year playing was the Nintendo 64 app. I spent 70 hours on it this year.
Oh my God, playing Winback?
No win back. It was the two Zeldas, and I think that was it. I don't feel like I play. I guess I played Star Fox 64, but that's like 3 hours, so I don't know what that was. But yeah, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, I think, ate up most of that timeage. My second most played game was Donkey Kong Bonanza at 56 hours,
Okay.
and Pokemon ZA for 51 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can see. I'll put the chart on screen for people watching, but yeah, you kind of see those hours explode for me in June when the Switch 2 comes out. So
Dude, I love this. This is cool. I found mine.
good. So what
Okay,
what are your stats there?
36 games, 151 hours. That's
There you
actually
go.
surprisingly low.
Okay.
So you were saying you had your peak in June?
Yeah, that was I think 68.
Oh, Mario Kart World?
Yeah, I mean I must have been playing more than just Mario Kart World, but I'm sure that was a big chunk of it. Yeah.
That looks like Mario Kart World just beat out Pokemon ZA for me.
Okay.
Because I spent 50 hours playing that. It's considering Mario Kart World as an action game.
Yeah, the way they break down the genres is kind of weird, I feel like.
Whoa, October was my biggest month.
Well, I mean that was Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
So
But like, it's weird for it to say that I spent more time in Mario Kart World over Pokemon, but October by far was my biggest month.
I wonder if there's something else big you were playing in October. I don't
know. Yeah.
remember. You didn't play Little Nightmares on Switch, did you?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
Yeah, I don't know what that could have been.
Yeah, it just says Pokemon for October.
Okay.
Spent a lot of time playing Pokemon. And then it looks like I went on a little bit of a Mario Kart World stint for a little bit there too.
I keep thinking I should go back and play some more of that. I don't feel like I got enough of it in the summer.
Mario Kart?
Yeah, because I don't feel like I put a ton into that. I feel like it's maybe 20, 25 hours for me. Like,
yeah, I feel like we could together spend more time in Mario Kart. I think that'd be fun.
That would be fun. Maybe
it would be,
or community things. That'd be cool.
That would. I see what happened here. So October was my busiest. I played Pokemon the most. Like I was playing Switch the most in October.
Okay.
But Mario Kart World, I had played collectively over the months more.
Sure, that one just kind of never went away.
Man, I played Portal.
So this is cool. We don't have to dive, into our whole histories here, but
yeah.
It will let you go back and look at your stats all the way back to 2017, which I thought was very cool.
That is insanely cool.
Yeah, and it shows you kind of a timeline of when you started certain games for the first time and what your most played games of those years were. It's neat.
Ooh, this is really cool. I'm having fun. Okay.
Yeah, I always like these breakdowns. I think we were a little bummed when we found out they weren't going to happen in December.
Yeah.
But now they're here, and we're not too far into the year, so I'm happy to finally see them. Let's move on to story number 3. This one is again from Nintendo, and I'm not going to read all of it, just kind of the bones of it. But this is an update to our shared commitment to safer gaming. Nintendo, Sony Interactive Entertainment, and Microsoft continue to collaborate to improve player safety across our platforms. We believe gaming is for everyone and strive to provide experiences that are positive and enjoyable for all, especially for our youngest players. We work to accomplish this by pursuing a multidisciplinary approach, integrating advanced technology, research-driven insights, supportive community efforts, and skilled human oversights. We've partnered behind the scenes on these efforts because we can accomplish more when we work toward the same goal. As we continue to invest in, adapt, and amplify our approaches to player safety, we have also evolved our shared principles to ensure they represent our constant efforts to keep our communities safe. Our latest shared principles reflect new innovations in player safety that have evolved with technological advancements and new ways in which we collaborate through key industry initiatives and with trade association. And their kind of tenets of this are prevention, empower players and parents to understand and control gaming experiences. Partnership, we partner with industry peers, publishers, regulators, law enforcement, and our communities to advance player safety and responsibility. We hold ourselves accountable for making our platforms as safe as possible for all players. So this is kind of them revisiting an initiative from, I think, 2020, where the 3 platform holders kind of all got together and put this out. And I think the timing of this is very interesting. Obviously, keeping players safe, particularly kids online, is very important. No one's knocking that. But I think in a time where all three of these manufacturers are having trouble getting, particularly parents, to buy this hardware and bring it into their homes, and you have governments and regulators kind of always pointing the finger. Anytime there's an act of violence, they want to blame video games. I think this is kind of like a, hey, we're safe, please keep buying our stuff. Like your kids will be safe. Like, do you have that same read on this, or is that just me kind of being a little paranoid?
No, I think you're right. I do feel like extremely targeted every time there's a piece of media that's like video games creating. I'm like, okay, come on.
Right. I know. As people who consume this stuff as much as we do, like you'd think we'd be worse. That's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah. Hey, yeah. I mean, could be. Not saying I was a great kid, but my God, I could have done much worse,
Yeah, yeah. And I certainly don't think video games are the cause of this, but I mean, I don't want to poo-poo this. I think this is great. I think it's great that Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox are coming together to do this. I think that's very cool. I think there are a lot of challenges in the game industry right now, and it feels like they kind of got together and they're like, hey, we should put something out, to calm people down a little bit.
Who do they send?
I don't know.
Like temporary treaty, like peace treaty. We need to come together, and like who goes over and like who's ringing whose doorbell? You know what I mean?
So I don't know if I'm wrong about this. I couldn't find it. I did look, but the logo they have, like the key, what's it called? Like the thumbnail image for this article on Nintendo is, the three logos next to each other, and Xbox Wire has the same thing. I don't see a PlayStation blog post about this. I don't, obviously they're part of this agreement. They're doing the work behind the scenes, but for whatever reason, they're not talking about it. I think that's odd. But hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully they have posted. I just couldn't find it today, but couldn't find it today.
Oh, good Lord.
So,
all right. Well,
we love PlayStation. It's okay.
I have to say, and to be clear, like I think this is good. Like they need to do stuff like this. I think that the world is only becoming more dangerous, and things have only gone downhill. And this is a very real thing, and it's very good that we see these powerful people in the industry decide to prioritize this. Okay, so I just want to say that, but I also want to say that I love and am glad that I lived through the relentless and ruthless Xbox 360 lobbies as a young man.
I don't want to go back to that, but there was something kind of
weirdly
special about
it.
discovering online game. Well, no, like the harassment wasn't ever great, but there was.
Well, hold on. The thing though, I don't think. See, I know that it happened. I never experienced that. What I did experience, what I'm referring to, is just the unhinged things people just say and did and whatever.
Yeah.
And it was such like the Wild West, man. Like it was insanity. And I'm glad to like be a part of that in history, I guess. If that
very
makes
much
sense.
so. Like I remember when Halo 3 was kind of new, just jumping from like custom lobby to custom lobby with complete strangers, and they were had all their forge maps and stuff, and you didn't know these people, and some of them were less than savory characters, but for the most part it was just people making funny maps and game types. And it was fun. There was a sense of discovery to it that I feel like you can't do now without putting yourself at risk.
Right. And I mean, I'm not saying like it was good. The racial slur stuff, like I'm not talking about any of that. It's just more so just people just saying there's crazy out of pocket stuff, and like the funny timing of it, like the lightheartedness of it is what I really enjoyed. Yeah. Anywho.
Well, normally I like to put our last story as a fun one, right?
Oh man, what did you do?
This one's not a fun one. This one's actually kind of a sad one. Story number 4. GameStop kicks off 2026 by reportedly shutting hundreds of stores. This is by Ollie Reynolds at Nintendo Life. The coming of the new year is a good time to take stock and look at the 12 months ahead with a sense of optimism. According to a new report from Polygon, however, GameStop has instead decided to kick off 2026 by shutting hundreds of its stores in the US. News of such closures apparently came as quite the shock to employees, with signs being hastily pasted to storefronts confirming the news. To add insult to injury, the same signs offered up an extra 20% on trade-ins if customers head to an alternative GameStop location. Many customers have reportedly noted that some store closures have left them with few alternatives, with one Reddit commenter stating that their nearest store was now 1.5 hours away. It's estimated that up to 296 stores closed in the first week of 2026, with even well-performing locations being given to the chop. It seems likely that such drastic action is somewhat linked to the recent announcement that CEO Ryan Cohen would bag a pay packet worth an astonishing $35 billion, but only if the retailer is able to reach a market cap of $100 billion. That's roughly 10 times its current value of $9.3 billion. So it's a pretty wild target. The announcement clarifies that Cohen, quote, receives no guaranteed pay, no salary, no cash bonuses, and no stock that vests simply over time, with the compensation being entirely, quote, at risk. It's not a case of all or nothing, mind you, with Cohen's compensation available in 9 portions. The first is available if GameStop achieves a market cap of $20 billion, with each subsequent tranche or portion requiring an additional $10 billion in value all the way up to $100 billion. So even if GameStop only manages to reach $20 billion, Cohen will still earn billions in shares. Now, the reason I included this one, obviously it's relevant to gamers out there, but we saw someone that we're friends with share that our childhood GameStop is closing its doors. It was already packed up in the photos, which was sad to see. How does this news find you?
It's a bummer.
Yeah, very much.
It's a big bummer. That really, truly is the end of something big, I think, for both of us.
Yeah.
I had said on the post, and so did you actually. We have early memories of going to Funko Land.
Yeah.
And that same store, that has a legacy, in this city. My sister actually managed that location as a Funko Land. So I remember going in there. It's just a young buck, pre, I want to say first grade, maybe. Just like she would let me clean the TV screens. I remember Dreamcast was in there.
Sure. Okay.
And I just hang out. And then later in life, you and I went there for everything.
Oh, yeah. We bought our Switch 2. Well, you got your Switch 2 there, right?
I got my Switch 2 there. We got our Switch 1s there together.
Yep.
And many midnight releases from the store. And then there was actually a small piece in time where I managed that store.
Yeah. I know. I thought you were going to gloss over that, but yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. I didn't mention it in the post. Don't usually go too public with that information.
Sure.
But yeah, big. I mean, it was very odd to see the photos of it so cleared out. Did you feel hit by that?
Yeah, very, very much. I've been noticing, for some reason, Reddit likes to show me posts from the GameStop subreddit all the time, which is mostly employees and managers and things talking. And through the month of December, it was a whole lot of, is my store closing? I'm not getting inventory. They want me to send out my clearance. And everyone's like, yes. And someone put it pretty bluntly. They're like, it doesn't matter how well you're performing. It's what your lease is. Like, that is what's deciding whether or not your store is staying open or closing. And I imagine where ours was, because I had that thought. I'm like, oh, well, ours must be fine because, it's been there forever. But it probably is a relatively expensive location.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not a total shock, but yeah, it's wild. When I moved to the area in 2000, that was a Funko Land. And, I remember going there and buying some N64 games and things like that, and then it becoming GameStop. And yeah, I feel like I spent so much time in that particular store.
Much like the 2025 Nintendo little rollback in time, I wish I could see like my, like what they gross off me.
Oh my God. To see a list of all the games I purchased from there would be insane. All the games I traded in there would be crazy.
It's like, you bought this game this many times.
Yeah. Not a stat I want to see, but yeah. I feel like I was just at that GameStop. I mean, sometime in the last month.
Yeah, dude, no, I just went there. A couple weeks ago couldn't stop thinking about that Green Goblin helmet from the first Spider-Man.
That's right. I saw your yeah.
And didn't feel like going up, the one that's a little bit further away for us. So I called that location. They're like, yeah, we've got one. And I was like, well, we'll be there in 10 minutes, man.
There you go. Yeah, I don't even know with how quickly this one closed. I don't know how the other ones in the area are doing. Like,
I don't know, but so I had a shit ton of trading credit at that store, dude. Or pre-order credit.
Okay.
Where'd that go?
I believe and I don't know. I feel like I've seen people talk about this before. I think they send it over to like the nearest location, but again, I don't know what that is anymore. I have no idea if the other one in our hometown is still open. I don't know if the one near me is still open. I don't know.
Oh man, this really is a bummer though, because that was such an easy, quick stop, Yeah.
Well, it's right by where both of our parents live. So, I mean, if I would go over there, especially if I had to kill time, if I'm like, I'll be there at 6 and it's a little early, then I'm popping into GameStop. I'm taking a look, right?
Dude, the only thing I go there now, because Barnes and Noble's in the plaza now.
That's right, yeah.
Like they took away Best Buy, so now I gotta go to way further away, which sucks. Yeah. And now GameStop's gone. It's like, man, it's losing it over there.
Yeah, they do have a Spencer's Gifts though, so you got that.
Dude, wow, yeah. I mean, next thing you know, we're gonna get. Dude, I bet you anything, GameStop, we're gonna have a flaming wok. Okay,
you never know. But yeah, so that's a sad one. Obviously, we have some sentimental value for this, but obviously, a lot of people are losing their jobs over this, and that sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
All for this guy to potentially earn.
That is so shitty.
A lot of money.
I'm glad you circled back here. So
yeah.
Fuck Ryan Cohen. What the fuck, man? He's like, you tell me I got to do what? Okay. Yeah, we'll do that for sure. What a fucking piece of shit.
I mean, as much as we like GameStop, like it's kind of it's been a falling star for a long time, right?
I mean, so here's the thing about GameStop. Fuck GameStop, but like, I like the people.
Of course, yeah.
That worked at GameStop.
Yeah.
Like, the people I at one point worked alongside, the friends we've made that worked there. I mean, I would have to say in our area, the folks that we've met and known that worked for GameStop were some of the coolest people that really cared about gaming and the merchandise, like everything that had to do with everything that they sold. And I mean, we had connections all over the place, and people wanted to make sure that the people who cared about this stuff were taken care of, and they always did such a great job taking care of us. So it's such a bummer to learn that about a company like further up. And in my time working there, you could smell it. You knew it was there, and that was part of the reason that I got out the door, because I couldn't handle it. I was like, you got to be kidding me with this stuff. There's just a lack of care once you reach the heights. You know what I mean? So
definitely.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Well, we hope everybody lands on their feet, and
yes.
Hopefully you still have a GameStop near you if you like shopping at GameStop.
Yes.
Okay, last for right now is out this week. Out right now, you can play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance on the Nintendo Switch Online GameCube app. I always wanted to play this game, man. Like when this came out on the GameCube, it had that big Nintendo Power spread and looked great.
Yeah.
But cool. I didn't know anything about this. I wasn't gonna ask for this for a birthday or for Christmas. And very quickly, the resale value of it kind of skyrocketed. So it's never been the most attainable thing for just a casual, like, let's check it out. So I am excited to try this. This is actually what spurred on playing Fire Emblem. But I did a quick search and kind of realized I'm considering myself a new fan, even though I've played some of them. Sure. This was not the place to start. So I would like to get there because I think it looks great, but probably not the best to learn the ropes again. But looking forward, on January 20th, we have MIO Memories in Orbit for the Switch 1 and 2. That's that Metroidvania we talked about. I'm excited for that one. On the 22nd, we got 3 games for you. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate on the Switch 2, Dynasty Warriors Origins on the Switch 2, and the Rumblefish 2 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. That crazy fighting game we were talking about. So,
oh yeah, the Rumblefish.
yeah. So kind of a cool week. There's definitely some stuff there.
I was dying for more Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, well, you'd only have to wait a couple months for another Dynasty Warriors game, as you may recall
thank
from
God.
last week, where we talked about every Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 game that we know about in 2026. But that is not our topic for today. You actually suggested a much better topic for today, I think.
All right. Well, this kind of stemmed off of just a kind of a casual conversation that you and I were having. But I wanted to take the time today to discuss remakes and a couple different facets of that. So I know you and I have kind of spoke over the years of the remakes that we've really come to enjoy and really love. And, you know, a couple other things that come along with it. So obviously we have our favorites. Yeah. I would say there are games out there that, and this is kind of what we were talking about, but games we'd love to see remakes for that deserve them.
Yeah.
Okay. And then a different kind of area, but like, let's just say, like a game we'd like to see remade, but maybe in a different kind of style, you know? I think the example for this one is a good example of this one would be like Metroid Prime kind of went from that, obviously the Metroidvania type kind of gameplay. And then we saw Metroid move into that first person shooter type space, you know? Yeah.
I mean, if you change the names of the areas and it's so close to being a 3D remake of Super Metroid, right? It's just kind of that the locales are different and the bosses and but very much so.
Yeah. So let's open this up. I kind of wanted to start off with talking about some of our favorite remakes from over the years. So what are some of your favorite remakes, Zach?
So when I first kind of approached this, I was like, well, there's a couple, right? And then the more I kept thinking about it, I was like, there's actually this is such an integral part of video games, like remaking this. Obviously, I think ports and remasters are more prevalent because they're less effort. You know, you can just slap an HD on this bad boy and send it out there, right? But when you actually look at like we've remade this game from the ground up, there are two really from the Nintendo stable specifically that I point to as being the best. And those are Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which we've brought up several times on here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Gold and Silver, my favorite generation of Pokemon, Gen 2. Heart Gold and Soul Silver from Gen 4 on the DS just amplify that in every way. They modernize those games perfectly. They look amazing. They're timeless. I mean, they're such good remakes. Honestly, I'd be kind of surprised if you also weren't planning on talking about those a little bit. I know you're a fan. And the other one I would point to from Nintendo is Metroid Zero Mission, which is a remake of the NES original game for the Game Boy Advance, but modernizes it, brings that kind of, you're talking about the Metroidvania staples that, you know, kind of didn't come into play until Super Metroid. And they completely redefine what that game is. It's excellent. It's one of the best Metroid games there is. But I mean, I could keep going down the list, or do you want to?
Yeah, I'll rattle some of the things that I was thinking of.
Yeah,
because like you're right. I think there's a pretty substantial list, and you brought up a good point. One of the things I wanted to dig into, because there's remakes, reboots, and then like reimagines.
Sure. Yeah.
You know.
So, yeah.
And I like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD. It's just porting it, really.
Yeah,
it's not a full remake. It just looks nice, and it's nice that they bring it to a current console. So Wii U for us at the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't consider that to be one on my list, to be clear.
I didn't include those because I kind of agree with you. They're very much, especially Twilight Princess, is very much just an HD remaster. There's a couple quality of life things.
Yeah.
Wind Waker I'll give a little more credit to. You know, they added the Swift Sail. They changed the Triforce Quest. Mm-hmm. And obviously the whole lighting engine and the way the game looks is different. But even then, I don't think it's remade.
Right. And I agree, because like I wanted that distinction, and so important with Wind Waker, like you said, the fast travel, the light, the per pixel lighting, all that stuff is super important. I felt like it was important to address these two things because when we get into it, we've talked about Wind Waker and Twilight Princess quite a bit. So it's like, just want to put that at the forefront. That's us calling it out.
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes when games are remade from the ground up, they don't feel any different. Like
Yeah.
I'll use a PlayStation example here, but The Last of Us Part 1, the PS5 version of The Last of Us, doesn't feel like a remake,
No.
and maybe that's a good thing, right? It's plays the way I remember it. And maybe if I went to the PS3 original, I'd be like, wow, this is dog shit. Like,
Yeah.
but it doesn't, we went through that last year and it doesn't feel like that big of a jump. And even
It was beautiful though. It was beautiful.
it was, but on the
Yeah.
Nintendo side, I would go as far as to say Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door on Switch, which is considered a remake. I don't feel like it is, but it must be, right? Like, but yeah, if I went back to that GameCube original, I probably would be like, oh, okay, yeah, I kind of
Oh,
see
dude,
it.
I did, and wow, yeah,
Yeah,
big.
but it doesn't. When you play it, you just kind of go, oh yeah, this is Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door. Like,
I mean, dude, when I went back to, I think I actually mentioned this on the podcast around the time that it had happened, but I went back and played Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U and was like, what?
yeah, yeah,
Because I'm so used to, having played that on my PC now at this point.
right.
I was like, good Lord. And then GameCube too. Wow. How
Yeah, I bet.
time has changed, man. I put Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I know it's more of a reimagine.
So I have those two for very different reasons, but yeah, I really like how they completely changed the vibe, right?
They completely changed the vibe. The gameplay is very much the same, but
Kind of.
not the gameplay is what I mean to say. What do I mean to say? The
loop is kind of similar.
Yeah, like
You catch Pokemon, you battle, you know.
The loop, how things are laid out for you. You know
Sure.
what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like you're like, oh, okay, I see the connection between this game and the original. It's just it feels like you're bringing it into 2025 or 20. What year did that come out? Actually, that was like 2020.
that was like 2018, I think.
2018. Was that 2018?
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Well, regardless, 2018. But like bringing it into this time and like, honestly, those types of remakes or reimagines, whatever, those are my favorite. I love those.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we have access to Red and Blue. We have access to Fire Red and Leaf Green, which are great remakes of those games. And it's nice, though, because I feel the same way. I would go to this one if I was seeking that particular kind of vibe.
Yeah.
You're not battling wild Pokemon. You're just, kind of flicking your wrist and catching them. You're still fighting gym leaders and trainers and all that stuff. And, but it's just cool to see those original games in such a different light. I totally agree with that one.
Yes. And on top of that one, and in a similar kind of light, Link's Awakening for the Switch.
Yep.
You know, just incredible, man. I love it. I love the art style. I would have to say, and like, I don't want to touch on, I guess I'll just touch on it. Who cares? We could just have an open conversation here. But when we're talking about like remakes and things that change like an art style, that was beautiful. That's probably one of my favorite. Like, because you think to yourself, because we're so used to seeing Wind Waker and we're so used to seeing Game Boy, how it is just pixel, and then, things on 3D or N64, wherever, GameCube, I don't know, it doesn't matter. And you get used to how things are. So you have a hard time imagining like, where else could this go? And then they come up with this little plasticky toy looking style. That's not Wind Waker. It's something new. It's something different. And it's so interesting looking and it's fun to look at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the whole direction that they took that game just gave it a whole different light. Like, and it was so interesting. And it brought a lot of new players to Link's Awakening for people who didn't want to play or go back and play the Game Boy version, because,
right.
When you go back now, you're like, oh my gosh, 2 items, one square at a time.
Right.
It's wild.
Yeah, that is one where, it would have been easy for them to just go, okay, let's take the art style from like Link Between Worlds, where it's kind of a cartoony, top down thing, and go with that. But no, Nintendo was really good about, like you said, like having a vision, being like, okay, like if we were to modernize Link's Awakening, what would it look like? And it would look kind of toy-like. And they did that. And now they've kind of tried that with some other games. And I do have one on my list here that's similar, but they absolutely nail it with Zelda, to the point where they did it again with Echoes of Wisdom. And I think that looks great too.
Wasn't there like a fun fact there too? Like I remember watching this video, they were talking about it a little bit, and they were saying that it was meant to be kind of like a diorama, like
Yeah.
how
Oh
he
yeah.
looks like a toy. And the idea came from something. And then somehow, some way, Captain Toad came from it too. Like
Sure.
something crazy came out of it. I can't remember what it was, but there was an interesting story there about how they kind of arrived where they did.
Well, so the other one that I have on my list, which I think kind of goes under people's radar, I had a lot of fun with it, is Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp for the Switch, which combines those two Game Boy Advance games. And kind of has a similar art style. It's not as plasticky, but it definitely has that. You're meant to be playing with tanks and infantry. That's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
And I think that game just modernizes the gameplay. That's what I like out of a remake is you take a game. There's two schools of thought. I think you can take a game that is beloved, but maybe is a little clunky just because it's old and they have limitations, and you smooth that out. Or you take a bad game and you change the mechanics and make it a better game.
Yeah.
Which is kind of my next example. I'm curious if you would consider this a remake. A lot of people do. I do. And that's Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
A remake of the SNES Star Fox, which is fine in its own right. But, I mean, come on. Like, 64 blows it out of the water. It does everything so much better.
Mm-hmm. No, so that's one of the most remembered games for the 64, and there's a really good reason why,
Yeah.
I mean, both were so good, honestly. I love to go back and replay both, but 64 was just incredible. It really gave the extra depth, and it just added that extra layer of story. And you remember the characters. I do feel like Super Nintendo was hilarious, though.
Definitely.
in a different way.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I definitely agree with that.
Can I mention some controversial remakes? I'm curious to hear what you think about these.
Yes.
But again, from the Zelda series, these
Okay.
are Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask 3D.
I put those on my list too.
So I like these.
Yeah.
I like the originals. I played the originals this past year. I didn't opt for these, even though I had the option to. I know people in particular, Majora's Mask is kind of a sore spot for people. But yeah, I think they're pretty cool remakes, especially for the 3DS at the time.
Why did people not like the Majora's Mask one?
Because I think they didn't like the changes to the dungeons. I think the Great Bay Temple and the iconic castle, I feel like they kind of messed them up.
I might have to Google that because I don't remember what they did, to be honest.
And there's something, I feel like one of the Zora mechanics is different.
Oh,
Something about
wait.
the swimming. And I think that's kind of what changes. So I think people don't love the way that kind of changes the flow of those particular areas, but I don't know. I think it is what it is. Like I said, the originals are there. They're very playable on your Switch. Yeah.
I just have to say that the only thing, and I kind of hate this, I feel like this makes me sound like a huge weenie, but the 3DS version with the saving structure for Majora's Mask, like,
okay.
I was relieved. I'm not going to lie to you. I was very relieved.
Sure.
I loved that change. But I mean, because the original, which I love, and I think the only reason I'm able to handle the original so well is because, I don't know, maybe I was just more patient at a younger age. I'm not sure, but I learned the game so well that the time cycle like doesn't really screw with me. I can get through whatever, and you can slow down time. You can do it,
Yeah.
But I mean, it was stressful though, because if you really screwed up, you felt it like hard,
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. But no, I definitely consider those to be on the list. I mean, they were built from the ground up, and they're gorgeous.
They are. I would take an up-resed version. We've talked about it. If they brought these to Switch, just
I'd do it. I'd be happy about it. Honestly, I wouldn't even care if they did that and didn't do a full remake of them. I know some people are really dying for an Ocarina of Time remaster, remake, whatever. Truthfully, I'm not. These would be fine for me.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think these are very playable, and just up-res them a bit, and That'd be cool. Do you have any third-party picks? We've mostly stuck to Nintendo here.
I do.
Okay.
And I don't want to blow both, but I'll say one of the two bigger ones, but Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, so I have that one and Spyro.
Yeah.
Both those trilogies. They did a great job with those.
They did.
They're excellent.
They did. And while Crash doesn't really have a spot in my nostalgia heart, it was really cool to see that come out.
Yeah.
And even cooler to see it come out outside of PlayStation.
Yeah, the fact that those are everywhere now is neat. And I mean, Crash is same thing. I didn't have that growing up, so you play them now and you realize those games are difficult. They're very challenging, particularly those first two. And I think this is a great way to. This was the way I experienced those three games for the first time.
I do remember though, for Crash Bandicoot, I played the like Crash Racing.
Sure. Okay.
With what's that guy like Neutron?
Neocortex. Jimmy Neutron.
Guy,
yeah.
That fucking guy. Yeah, I remember playing that with our mutual friend, and
okay.
I just remember being like, "This is not Mario Kart. It wants to be, but it's not."
Sure,
but it was still fun.
Okay. I think we got to shout out, Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, which remake, coming to Switch this week. It's pretty timely for this.
Yeah. Final Fantasy, I feel like there's tons, and there's so many I don't even know.
Well, and this is the perfect definition of what you're talking about with reimagining. I mean, you're taking a PS1, RPG, and you are making it into 3. We only have 2 of them so far, but 3 big open world modern, things with like a more active kind of action battle system. It's it's cool because it's really neat to see those moments, reimagined for this game. But then it's also interesting to see the changes they make. And at this point, you're kind of like, why are they making these changes? Like, it'll be interesting to see how they tie it all together in that last entry. I'm a big fan of these 2 reimaginings.
Other ones.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Other ones on my list. Resident Evil 2 and 4.
Okay, I have 4. I need to play 2 because I know how much people love that.
2 is great.
Yeah.
The remake was awesome.
Yeah. And 4 is an interesting one to me, right? Because like 4 is one of my favorite games ever, the original. And I played it right before Remake came out. I was like, I'm going to play this maybe for the last time, because who knows? I might not go back to it after this remake comes out. And I played that, and then a couple weeks later, I think, I played the remake. And honestly, it is one of those where it doesn't feel like a lot's changed.
Yeah.
Even playing them so close together. But the 4 remake just does modernize things in such a great way. Like, I absolutely recommend. I know it's hard to, recommend older games to people, but if you haven't played Resident Evil 4, go play this version. Like, it's excellent. Like you said, I know 2 is beloved. Even 3, which I think is kind of the one that's been received the weakest of them.
Yeah.
People still like that one. So, in that same vein, though, I also do have Silent Hill 2, which I know you need to play.
Silent Hill 2 is on my list as well.
Yeah, that's a great one. Do you have any more?
The last one I have on my list is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 through 4.
Same. Yeah.
You have the same list? I think we have the same list.
Pretty similar. Yeah. I think there's a lot of similarities here.
Yeah. Resident Evil, Tony Hawk, Silent Hill 2. I did put Dead Space on mine.
I was going to say, I know you really like the Dead Space remake. So I figured that would be there too.
Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. Those were my outside of Nintendo lists. I think as far as Nintendo goes, I did have Super Mario RPG.
Okay.
On my list, and you'd mentioned Thousand Year Door, but that was on my list as well.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, and I mean it's funny because just like you my number 1 on my list, I put Link's Awakening, and I thought I was going to write. I put Switch September 2019, and I thought I was going to do that for all of them.
Okay.
And then my next one was Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask 3DS, and then I started snowballing and was like, oh my god, there's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of dates to look up.
Yeah, and I started just going, and I was like, oh my God, there's so many remakes, more than I really thought. Like at first I was having a hard time, I thought, and then once you kind of unlock that door, you just keep rolling, you know?
Yeah. Isn't it funny how some of those release dates get locked into your brain forever, and others
Yeah.
just don't. Like others, I have no idea. Like, yeah, that's wild.
It
Because
is.
I feel like Majora's Mask 3D was February. I don't have any memory of when Ocarina of Time was. I feel like it was that first summer. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was summer. I remember being at another one of our mutual friends' house on their couch playing it with
Yeah.
her brother. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I didn't have my 3DS yet. You were an early adopter on the 3DS, so maybe that's why I don't remember that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Summertime, man. Summertime. It was nice.
There you go. Okay, so we want to talk remakes. We want.
Yes. Yes, we do. And I got like angry.
Okay.
writing this list.
Okay.
You know, so I don't want to do them in any particular order, but I will say at the end, I'll probably naturally kind of work myself into what I want to see the most.
Okay. And just so I know, and so the audience knows, you talked about games that we want remade maybe in a different art style or a different genre. Are we blending those together now, or are we saving that for later?
Let's just blend them together. Let's just have an open conversation. I like that. I think because there's one in particular that I want to talk about because I feel like it was crossed off our list and I'm pissed off about it.
Really? What is that going to be? Okay.
I'm pissed off. And you know what? You want to start there? I'll start there.
Yeah. Why are you pissed off?
Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Oh, as a remake. Okay.
It's not. And I'm mad because I want one. I want one that is closer to Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country 2. I want a faithful remake of those games. I don't want the Tiki Tack Tribe stuff.
Sure.
I don't want the jetpack. I don't want all that stuff. I don't want hearts. Just give me the original levels. Redesign the game. You could throw a little bit of cell shading on there. You could make them look pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I want a faithful remake of those games. I don't want all this stuff. Just the game. And I'm mad about that.
Yeah, so that's a weird one because Nintendo didn't develop those games, right?
Right.
So it does kind of feel like, are they willing to touch that? Are they not? But you mentioned Super Mario RPG, which is in the same boat. Square developed that, and obviously Nintendo, decided to do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible.
Why are we getting all these other, don't give me the remade version. Don't give me the weird kinds with all the extra pineapple on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't need all that.
And I guess that's a good question. Donkey Kong's in an interesting place. Obviously, Bonanza came out, reviewed well, sold pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a 3D Donkey Kong game, and you have to imagine at some point Nintendo's going to want to pursue a 2D Donkey Kong game again, which is something they haven't done now in 12 years, right? Yeah. I don't see Retro doing another Donkey Kong Country following Metroid Prime 4. I don't see that in the cards right now. And I love Tropical Freeze. I think that game's excellent. I think Returns is okay. It's fine, but you're right. Yeah. It's different. I don't know. I feel like this is still possible.
Maybe.
I feel like the original being remade is a possibility.
Because I imagine it being like a... there was one in my head that was... Super Ghouls... Was it Ghouls and Ghosts that they did this with?
That did just get something a couple years
ago,
something right?
Definitely not super recent, but within the last 3 years. It got this cool little facelift and then re-released. I'm thinking about it in the same vein as that. I'm seeing it be Donkey Kong Country, it's the blah 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 anniversary. And they're like, we reimagined the titles and they're just like you remember them. You know what I mean? Give me that. Oh my God, man. I would lose my mind. I'd be so excited if that was a thing that maybe we revisit the music again, which we both love. We've talked about that quite a bit. We get like, and maybe, remix the music a little bit, give it a little bit of a,
that'd be very cool.
It's on the synth.
Get
it's on
David Wise in there and do something. Yeah.
Like get after it. I'd be so stoked.
So I didn't write specific sound, but I did have that thought when I was putting these down that, give me these old games and re-release them. You don't have to change them mechanically a ton. A little bit in some cases, but do a Donkey Kong Country that it looks like the box art, right?
Yeah.
Do it in that style. Give me a Mario 3 that is that hand-drawn Mario, you know what I mean? From the box and the artwork. Give me even like Zelda 1 and 2. Like do those in that kind of art. Like that'd be fun. And it's a great way to do something with Zelda 2, right? You can maybe tighten that one up a little bit. I think it needs it for a modern audience, but
you got me looking at the Mario Bros 3 box art right now, and I'm just creamed thinking about this stuff, dude. I want can you imagine something so crisp like that? Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I think that can look really good. After playing something like Silk Song, I look at that and I'm like, we're at a point where you can make hand-drawn character models look excellent. Like they can totally take that artwork. Even the dream of this would be Pokemon in that Sugimori artwork that we talked about with like the watercolor kind of look to it.
Yep. And who knows? Could be coming.
Could happen.
Could be coming. A lot of people want it.
That's interesting. I think Nintendo maybe is more apt to try to make their own Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
Although I don't know. At this point, they have always had a Western developer do it. So I don't know.
I feel like Nintendo does this thing where they're so attentive. I'm not saying they're listening to us, but like in my analogy, they are. They're listening to us. They're listening to Joe Schmo down the street talk about it. They're listening to they're moles. They got their moles. You know?
Monty Mole.
And yes, lots of moles.
Yeah, Romania.
And they know what we want, and all of their product managers are just like every other product manager in any organization. They're like, we know this is what you want. This is what you asked for, but this is what we did. And it's not like, it's like just not exactly what it is that you wanted, but they're like, we interpreted this. We heard you loud and clear. Here it is. And it's not like quite.
No, this is going to sound crazy, but I feel like that Mario Tennis trailer we talked about last week that I was very impressed with, I feel like is a sign that things are changing.
You think so?
I do, because Mario sports games have been bad for a very long time. And this one, who knows? It might not deliver, but it might. It looks like it could.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be a sign that they're listening.
Man, I know they're listening, those fuckers.
Well,
I love them, but my God,
I know sometimes it does. We've been talking about, the original Pokemon games on Switch or Switch Online or Virtual Console or something forever. And,
yeah,
who knows where that is. But, I want to knock out maybe some, what I think are obvious ones, right?
Yeah, get after it.
I want to see The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages remade in that Link's Awakening art style. Come on, those games, I again played through those last year. Those are excellent Zelda games that really hold up. But I don't think they have the same level of clout as Link's Awakening. And it'd be nice to put them out. And I don't know how you do it. I don't know if you put them out as one release this time. You probably have to, I think. Yeah. I don't think you could release two $60 Zelda 2D games and expect them to do well. But who knows? And then the other one would be a remake of Pokemon Black and White. That's next Gen 5. I just don't want them to. Again, we're talking about controversial remakes. Obviously, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are not the best regarded in the series.
I like those
because, and it's interesting, right? Because I kind of like that they're a little a little dated in the way that they are turn-based and they're, they kind of have that style to them. But I think with these remakes, people want them to take advantage of the features of the mainline Pokemon games of the time. I mean, that's what we got with Fire and Leaf Green. We got that with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Alpha Sapphire, Ruby, whatever that was called. Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby. And then Pokemon, and then the Diamond and Pearl ones did feel like a step way back. So yeah, if you do a black and white remake, do it in the style of Winds and Waves or whatever that next thing is, modernize it, but give us Unova, give us those Pokemon. Like, yeah, that'd be cool.
Winds and Waves, man. I think Pokemon's headed in a good direction. But at the same time, because I like ZA. We loved ZA. We really like that game. So like as far as mainline goes, and I hope the leaks are at least on the right track, because if they are, then we are headed in a great place. Like switch to exclusive hardware. What are we going to do with it? I hope we're headed in that way. And I kind of feel like we are. I kind of trust that we are. And I
think so.
So I hope you're right. But that feels promising. You were just agreeing with me on Donkey Kong Country, by the way, just makes me feel like it's going to happen now.
I mean, it's possible. Before we get too far away from it, did you see that comment on our Game of the Year video about how we were glazing Pokemon? How it was not hype?
We were glazing Pokemon?
Yeah. Pokemon was not hype. The trailers were, but once release date hit, people quietly played and streamed the game. It was nothing significant. Stop glazing, you buffoons.
You buffoons. Fuck you, first of all.
I just want to put this out here. I'm not going to read every negative comment on this podcast, so you're not going to get the attention you want. Don't go think of that. But I did want to point that one out because that one did make me laugh.
I'm going back. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, we are buffoons, and that's okay. But we also like Pokemon Legends ZA, and that's why it was one of our Game of the Year.
Pokemon was not hype. LOL.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Fuck off.
Yeah. We enjoyed it. Okay. I just want to point out Jordan enjoyed it more, so he's more of a buffoon than I am. But I'm a fourth level buffoon.
I like that you stemmed that from Donkey Kong Country. Speaking of buffoons,
well, just before we got too far from Pokemon, I wanted to. But okay, so what else do you got?
Let's go. In the same vein, so Donkey Kong 64 is on my list.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see that. I would love that. I don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but I would like it.
I would like it, but I mean, do you see that happening? No, because I don't think Nintendo, I mean, we still don't have it on Switch Online. Nintendo does not want to acknowledge that fucking
Nintendo
game.
Hates it.
They want us to forget that it exists. Yeah. I do have Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie on my list, which are the same kind of game, obviously same developer. Mm-hmm. And I think that with the Banjo name, I think that could happen someday. Right? Like,
yeah, I think it could. I think that is more likely than most things I've said so far.
I think see, the Kazooie I think is a damn near perfect game, but I mean you could definitely tighten some things up and maybe add a new world or two. Tooie kind of has the opposite problem, where Tooie is too big, and that one I think you could maybe shrink the scope of that a little bit and make that a little more manageable. But yeah, I think that'd be cool.
And then I feel like I want to get this out of the way because I've hyped this game up quite a bit. But Diddy Kong Racing, okay.
I mean, we got a remake a long time ago.
Come on,
we
for
did.
The DS.
It's sitting back here on my shelf. I mean, it exists.
Yeah. So I want or it's DLC on Mario Kart World. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we drive off into fucking Crescent Island. Where are they? I don't know where they are, but
I don't know what the name of that island is.
Crescent Island is just one of the maps. I don't know. Maybe they go to wherever that takes place. I don't really know.
Yeah,
but like that'd be a cool DLC. Maybe that's a way they could do it. But I'm just saying something there to acknowledge the fact that Mario Kart had a rival in Diddy Kong Racing, and let's bring that into 2026. I would love that. Well,
They won't do it. They're afraid you're going to realize that it's better than Mario Kart 64. They won't have that.
And they're right to be afraid, because it would be fantastic and we would love it.
I mean, you could argue they did adventure open world racing better than Mario Kart World. I think you could. They really nailed that single player.
Oh, they did. They did. Oh man, can you imagine getting planes in Mario Kart World? How cool that'd be.
That would be very cool.
I can see the trailer, honestly. They're like, it's like, you know, the music. And then you just see them flying on the planes. You just see like the bottom of the plane. They're coming in.
Yeah. And then I would go, it's pilot wings.
And you're like, it's
It's not.
No, it's not.
No,
you see like again. Diddy's tail, or like the back of his shirt. And you're like, no way. There they are. They're all arriving on planes, and then they're like going to land. And then they, like the camera comes around. Come on.
That'd be
How cool. They show up like, when they took you to Rainbow Road for the first time and you thought you were going to cry as an adult.
Yeah.
And the music kind of sets in. You go through the little star thing and you're like, oh my God, they're about to do it. And then they take you through the portal. Give me Diddy Kong and his friends and try to make me cry again and bring them into Mario Kart World.
Okay. While we're on the rare train right now, I have one last rare game on my list, and that is Jet Force Gemini.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is ripe for specifically a Control remake. I don't really care what else you change, but I think that needs to be modernized and brought to 2026, because I think there's a great game there. There's a great multiplayer game there. You could add some co-op there. It's got multiple playable characters. Like it needs to be a twin stick third person shooter. Make it Gears of War with bugs. That's all I want.
All right.
Yeah, and a little dog that fires rockets. Like that's that's cool.
That's a good one, actually. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's one of those examples where it's like, I have a lot of love for that game, but nobody playing it for the first time now is going to enjoy that. It's not going to happen. No. So let's bring it back. Let's modernize it. Make it whole.
My next one is interesting. Mario Maker.
Ooh.
And I would like to see, I don't know if this might be a lot to say. I don't know. This could be totally unrealistic, but and I think maybe even we've touched on this, but the dual screen Switch tablet, something going on. What can we do with the Switch? Is it a possibility? I don't really know. Is it something we could do current state? I don't know. But let's bring it back and try to re-optimize it, because we really lost the mystique of the original Mario Maker with the Wii U. So what do we need to do? We have superior hardware now. What do we need to do to make this work, you guys? What committee do we need to bring this in? I'd like to see it.
I don't think the screen exists. I hope it does. I hope it does. One viewer who was mad about us talking about that screen. That's another one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not going to read that one, but that one.
Dang, dude, I got to pay more attention. I just
I was we didn't even really say what that person was accusing us of, but whatever. Doesn't matter. I do think that if they were to do it, that to be a good return on their investment, they would have to put out new software that uses that second screen, not just, through DS classics. And I think that's a great way to do it. That's a great example. So I like that. I'm cool with that.
Pivot it to you. You give me one.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do one that I think could be a very big deal, and I think will happen. One of two ways, and that game is Chrono Trigger, which I think the easy way is HD 2D. Give it that Octopath, that Dragon Quest finish, right? Do that. Whoa. If they were really ambitious, give it the Final Fantasy VII remake treatment.
Whoa.
Completely reimagine it, 3D, blow it up, make it 3 games, whatever you got to do. I don't know. But that could be, I think either one of those would be great. Frankly, I just want a easy way to play this game on my Switch.
This would
But
be, that would be cool.
yeah, but Chrono Trigger is one of those that, I've tried to get into several times, and it just never really clicks. And I think a lot of that is hardware limitations. The version I always try is the PlayStation one, which maybe is my issue. But
Oh,
you know,
didn't do 3DS?
No, I didn't have that one. I see it on Marketplace all the time, and I think about picking it up. But yeah, I think one of the cartridge options is the better way to go, Super Nintendo or DS. But yeah, I think obviously that name holds a lot of weight. That game is very, very widely regarded as incredible. So yeah, I think that I think will happen at some point.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it will too.
All right.
I think that's a good call out. I have one that is definitely not going to happen.
Okay.
But somebody online did actually.
Okay.
Yes, somebody online did do it. I'm trying to find the name of the project so I can credit them. Oh yes, Toy Story 2.
So I've been sick this past week. Okay. And one of the things I do when I'm sick and have always done is I will, for some reason, a couple of my sick movies are that era of Pixar, right?
Okay.
It's Toy Story 2, it's Monsters Inc., it's Incredibles. I watched all 3 of those films this past week. And specifically while watching Toy Story 2, I was thinking about how much I loved that game. The N64 version, there's a similar version on PlayStation. Yeah, I mean, come on. If they released a straight port of that, I would play that immediately.
Well, Zach, rev that PC up, baby, because there is Toy Story 2 Reassembled, and you should check it out.
Okay. All right.
It is incredible. I have not played it yet, but you can. It's built in Unreal Engine 5. Okay. And I didn't think about it until we were writing this list because I had seen people working on it like I think a year ago and it wasn't done yet. And it's done now.
Okay.
And it looks incredible, man. But no, Toy Story 2 was such a fun game. I remember that being one of the very first that I felt really immersed in like the world, just being in the house, and running around. Yeah. It was so cool. And I know I'm not the only person who feels this way because I've heard others bring this game up without me saying anything. Yeah,
this looks great. Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And so I feel like people would be into it. And I don't think it's going to happen. Like there's no world that this is going to happen. There's no reason for this to happen, but it would be cool if they did. And obviously somebody took the time to remake this game. There's obviously a following for it. So yeah. I put it on my list because I thought it'd be cool. And I think other people would appreciate it as well.
That's an excellent pick. I think Disney has been slowly trying to get their classics back out there. The Gargoyles one they've done. They did a Lion King, Aladdin, Jungle Book compilation of all those different games. I just saw actually this past week that the Disney Afternoon Collection, which has criminally not been available on Switch, was finally rated for Switch. It hasn't been announced yet, but that's your DuckTales, your Darkwing Duck, that kind of chip. What are they called? Rescue Rangers. Rangers. Yeah. So that'd be cool. But I hope we get to that era because there are some fun games there. I don't remember anything about the quality of it, but I rented the Bugs Life game for the N64.
Oh my God.
And I have no idea. I have no memory if that game was good or not.
You don't?
But I know I played it.
N64, right? Or PlayStation?
Yeah. That was N64, I think.
Well, they were both, wasn't
it? That was available on both.
I remember running around in the grass and then getting to the Hornet guy or whatever he was.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. What a game. Yeah.
That era was great. I remember the Emperor's New Groove game on the PlayStation. Like,
whoa, I mean,
we could go on a tangent of Disney games all day, and maybe someday we will. But, Toy Story 2, Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue, is ripe for a remake. I would love that. we need that to happen at some point.
What else do you have on your list?
I mean, I have a couple that like I really want, but like. They're kind of unremarkable. I just want it. These are very much not what you're talking about reimagining. I just want a straight modern remake of Metal Gear Solid. of Bully, of the original Assassin's Creed. You know, like I
Mhm.
don't need you to do anything fancy with them. Just modernize them, make them look nice.
Yeah, get
I
them out
think
there
on
for
all
me.
those, I think you could do that. Metal Gear probably needs the most work being a PS1 game, but
Yeah.
that's fine. Um, the one I did want to talk about is Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2, which
Ooh.
to this day, still a beautiful video game. But when I played it recently, I kind of felt like the flying was a little trickier than I remembered. I played a lot of this game as a kid. And yeah, I would just like to see it. We've made Star Wars games look pretty incredible in recent years.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be pretty cool to see all your favorite starships and planets and things like that in modern graphics like that, which we've kind of gotten with Star Wars Battlefront and Squadrons and things like that. But specifically, I would like to see this game again.
That's a good one. That's a good pick.
Yeah, a GameCube classic.
I have a couple more on my list, but I don't feel like hounding on them. I like you said with seasons and ages for Zelda. I'd like to see A Link to the Past touched possibly, but to be completely honest with you, I think I'd rather have seasons and ages.
Yeah.
Or A Link to the Past. I don't need all of them.
Yeah.
Like I really don't.
It's funny. There's something about Link to the Past that I just don't want to touch. Same with Super Metroid. I love both those games. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of just like, let's just leave them. If they put it out, I would play it. I would play it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
like, I'm not asking for it.
we got cheated on A Link to the Past though, because we got A Link Between Worlds, and while I really enjoyed that game,
game's bad.
I went back to play it like a couple of months ago.
Okay. Still bad.
I think I actually told you about it at the time. I was playing around with my 3DS again, if you remember, and I was pretty bummed out. It didn't look the way that I remembered, which I hate. I hate that I'm setting like this expectation on me where I'm like, I went back and it was garbage. Like, like I don't mean to be that way. I hate sounding that way sometimes. And it won't stop me from playing a game. It does disappoint me when I go back and I remember it differently,
That game looked bad
but I would have
2013.
rather. No, that's not true. I actually really liked A Link Between Worlds. But if they touch it, it would be cool to just kind of have a faithful remake like they did Link's Awakening. But again, I don't need both. Just seasons or ages. Maybe I just want to see more of that art style because I enjoy it so much. And Echoes of Wisdom was so cool that they did that again. I guess I'm not done. Give me more Zelda like that if you want, but I'll always play the original for A Link to the Past and Seasons and Ages. So whatever, but it'd be cool. I'd like it.
Okay. So I know we talked about Heart Gold and Soul Silver as some of our favorite remakes, but I have two ideas. There's one again that I feel like is way more likely and probably what I think would happen, and that would be a Let's Go that takes on Gold and Silver and Johto and all that. Who knows who they put on the box. Meryl and Togepi would probably be the obvious choices, but the other thing I've written down here for this game specifically is an HD 2D style for Gold and Silver.
Yeah, anything.
Right? It has.
Yeah.
I mean, that game specifically kind of has that like that Japanese look to like all the buildings and stuff, and there's just something about that I feel like would look very, very cool. I don't want just the straight up pixel art from Gold and Silver. I would want them to update it and make it a little more high fidelity. But yeah, I think give us that with that cool lighting and all that. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. Yep. I want it real bad. I would take the Sugimori one over HD 2D.
Okay.
But I would love an HD. I'd be stoked over either one, I think.
Okay.
The last two on my list are not Nintendo titles.
Okay.
Do you have any like that?
The last one I was going to talk about is not a Nintendo title.
Ooh.
Then I have two.
I will say, all right, BioShock 1 and 2.
Okay, 1 and 2. Interesting.
1 and 2. I like 1 more than 2. I think most people do.
Yeah, I think so.
I like 1 and 3. Why is the name escaping me?
Infinite.
Infinite.
Yeah.
Loved Infinite, and loved the first one. But anyway, I played, interestingly, both of those on the Switch.
Okay. Yeah.
Even though I bought them years sooner on the Xbox.
Sure. Yeah. They've been around for a long time.
But the first time I've played through both was on the Switch for some reason.
Okay.
And I loved the experience, and I'd love to do it again. But I'd like to see them redone. I think that it's been a long time. I know we had a remaster of them, but like a reimagining.
Okay. Okay.
You know, something new with them. I'd like something new with BioShock. And the reason that it's even in the forefront of my mind is because I know that we're developing a Netflix. Is it a show or a movie? I don't remember, but
I'm not sure. I feel like years ago a movie was announced, but I don't know if that's what this is.
it's there's a fly on my desk. BioShock Netflix. I know it's happening.
Okay.
Netflix is developing a live-action BioShock movie announced in 2022 with Francis Lawrence, Hunger Games, I Am Legend, directing, and Michael Green, Logan, Blade Runner 2049, writing the script.
Okay. Well, that's not a bad pedigree. That's nice.
So, like in the same vein of Fallout, which is the other one, New Vegas, that I'd like a remaster for. I would like to see something new with these games. Maybe it's a new title. Sure. Like I don't want to discount the fact that like I think I'd like that more than a remake. But if I got a remake, I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, and I do think they're working on something new. I don't know if it is a reboot or that would be my guess. Is it's probably not a 4. It's probably something,
I mean, they've got to be doing. Would it be Infinite if they did one? I don't know.
I don't know. So you like the first one more than the second. Is part of the second one's problem that you play as a Big Daddy? Is that something you would change
kind
in
of
a remake?
I think it's just. I don't know why I feel like that game. Actually, it was a different people worked on the second one. I just don't remember what it was, what everything that went into that, like the details, I guess.
Yeah.
But there was something about playing the second one I just couldn't get into, and I don't remember why. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe like a reimagining or like if they just touched it again, if that might change my feeling of it, because I would like to play it and enjoy it. So I'm kind of thinking like, I know they say things like, like don't have a kid to make you happy. So like I'm not saying like remake BioShock to make me happy. Like I need that to make me happy. I don't think that would be the move, but I also think it would work.
Okay, fair enough. I have one I just want to get out of the way here that I wrote down. And I don't know if we consider this a remake or not, but I have written down Dr. Mario 99. Just do Tetris 99 with Dr. Mario. That's all I want with that one. But a real one is Star Fox Assault. This is the second GameCube Star Fox game. And what I have written here is I want them to remove the ground sections and completely redesign like the air and tank stuff. I don't want to be running around with a bazooka as Falco. I don't need that. I just like take the story, because Star Fox Assault has a pretty decent story for as batshit as it is. And fun characters and characterization, and just rework that game to make it an on rails, Star Fox game that we're used to. I think that'd be cool, because that game has some of those levels in it, but most of them are either like, what do they call it, all range mode, or you're running around on foot blasting asteroids, and I don't need that.
No.
You can keep the tank.
Experience.
I'll do the tank. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to fly in Arwing. That's what I want.
Top of the list.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I would really like that, because I love that game. I just recognize it's not a very good game. Yeah.
Yeah. I would have to say you're probably right. Are there any of these games that you're saying that you feel like you would love an art style switch out, or?
I mean, I do think the Chrono Trigger one is the one that I kind of point to the most. with the, either the HD 2D or the full reimagining. If I had to go to one of these though, like, I don't know, tell me if this sounds goofy or not, right? But
Okay.
like Metal Gear Solid in like a cell shaded comic booky kind of,
Yeah,
I
okay.
feel like that could be cool.
I think so.
I don't think they would do it. I think their vision for Metal Gear is to make it as realistic looking as possible.
Yeah.
But I think you could do something with that to just, especially if they want to get away from the Kojima-ness of it all, since he's not involved anymore. Like, I don't know, maybe that would be a good way to do it, to differentiate it.
I think if they're trying to go away from the Kojima-ness of it all, they could probably just start making the story easier to follow.
Well, that can't happen. We can't do that.
Can't have that. But I feel like I know where you're going.
Yeah.
And I think that is cool. Because and you can tell me if I'm wrong about this, because this is a weird thing to say. I feel like I've said a couple of weird things today.
Okay, that's okay.
Why is Metal Gear such like a G.I. Joe thing to me?
I don't know. You have funny Metal Gear opinions to me. And it's fine. It's fine. That's your experience with Metal Gear Solid. But I don't know. I feel like most of the world has a lot of respect for Metal Gear. And then there's you. And and you do not. And that's fine. That's fine.
What do you mean?
I feel like when Metal Gear Solid comes up on this podcast, you don't have a lot of respect for it.
I like Metal Gear.
I know you like it, but I don't think you respect it. I've watched you play Phantom Pain and stuff. I know you like Metal Gear. I don't, especially this first one, I don't think you think of as the same way you do as something like an Ocarina of Time and some of these classics that people adore. And that's fine. You don't have to.
I think partially that comes from because Metal Gear to me was PlayStation.
Okay. I believe you called it a cousin game at one point.
It was
in this show. And that's where I'm getting most of this, is because I know how you feel about cousin games. And I don't feel like Metal Gear Solid should be a cousin game. That should be your game.
Oh, it was a cousin game. Dude, Metal Gear was a cousin game until Phantom Pain for me.
Come on. Well, you can't play Phantom Pain with your cousin, but this first one is classic. You gotta.
I remember I wanted a new game, and you were like, you could play Phantom Pain. I was like, tell me what is going on with Phantom Pain. And then I got obsessed with Phantom Pain.
Yeah. It's like you can abduct people. You ride a horse, you have a dog.
And then you'd bring them up and they're like, another one.
Okay. If you shoot people in the head too much, they'll start wearing helmets.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I like that game a lot.
Yeah, you invade everybody at night and they're like, we're going to get some more lights out here.
Yeah, flashlights. And they adapt to you. I like that. I want that game on Switch too so bad.
Got the hash slinging slasher out here.
Yeah. So did you have any more, or was that? Were you?
That's
done
pretty much it. That's my wish list. You have one more? Okay.
I got one more game, and stick with me because this game already has a remake.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's time.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I think it's time to remake Resident Evil again.
Wow.
The original game. I want to see it in this RE2, 3, 4 style.
Oh.
Modern, like, give us that. Let us control the camera. We don't need, tank control, which I guess the GameCube remake doesn't have tank controls, right? But it is still a fixed camera. So let us explore the mansion the way you would in some of these other remakes.
That could be good.
Because that first remake is over 20 years old. So,
yeah,
let's look at that one again.
When did they? I swore they brought it back sooner than that, though, didn't they?
No, so that game, the original came out in what, 96, 97?
Yeah.
And then the GameCube remake is like 2002 or 2003. So only a couple years later.
Oh, because what I'm thinking of is they just gave it a little bit of a facelift, but it plays everything is exactly the same.
There's an HD remaster of that you can get on stuff now. But yeah. No, I want to remake that game. Ground up.
I don't mean to glaze Resident Evil, be a big buffoon here, but I think you're right. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be talking a lot of Resident Evil in the next couple of weeks, I think. So
yeah, well, it's probably about that time.
Yeah, we're getting there.
It's about that time, but got some big stuff coming here. It's gonna be spooky.
Well, that's what's tough, right? We have all these big games coming up that I think about remakes and playing remakes of games I've played before. I'm like, I can't do this. I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
But I want them.
But
I want to just play old games again, right?
I want to play the same stuff every day.
Like, can new stuff just stop? Give me a year. Give me 1 year.
I don't want anything new.
And then put out whatever you want. But for 1 year, just let's cool it.
Yeah, podcasting with remakes. That's what I want.
Well, we could do that. Could be its own spinoff.
I quit. We're new show.
But I don't know. I feel like this has been a fun conversation, right? We've touched on a lot of games we think could happen, games we think probably will never happen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let us know what you want to see remade on the Switch 2 or otherwise. We love to know. There's a lot of games out there that people adore that we've never touched, or are cousin games to us, like Metal Gear Solid for Jordan. maybe we've never played some of your beloved classic games. So let us know in the comments on social media at Pod with Power, whichever way you can get a hold of us. We would love to hear it. Until next time, I'm Zachary Davis, and that's Jordan Carlson. This has been Podcasting with Power. Bye-bye.
Bye.